Before the video starts, make sure to check out our Discord down below if you guys want to join an epic community of over 536 current members. So our goal is to break over 1,000. So if you guys want to check it out and join the community, talk to me and others about the anime that we all love and more, check it out down below and join the Dragon Force. Anyway, thank you for all the support. I appreciate it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go right on into the video. Every human being has a limit. Every person trains their entire lives, but there's a certain wall that you hit to where you can only grow so strong. Now shows like Dragon Ball change this, where you supposedly have reached your limit, but people like Goku, Frieza, Vegeta, the Saiyans, and more, all these characters have found ways to push past their limit and break through that wall and unlock a new realm of power. But there's a character in another anime by the name of Saitama, or One Punch Man. He was a character who was an average man, nothing special about him. One day he saved a boy from a monster, and in turn he trained, pushing his own body to its physical limits for years. And in doing so, he somehow was able to shatter his limiter. This means that he has no ceiling in terms of power. Due to his emotions or any threat that he goes up against, he could defeat with a single punch, and even opponents that have grown so powerful they are cosmic in strength. He quickly rises and surpasses them in power with no effort. Training becomes useless for him, as it doesn't affect him anymore. So what would happen if Goku were to acquire this, breaking basically the laws of Dragon Ball's physics, and he shattered his limiter? This is how the story is going to play out. For those who live under a rock, the start of Dragon Ball is going to go the same. Bardock sacrificed his life against the mighty Frieza, an emperor who ruled over the universe with an iron fist, and he was cruel and evil. Goku's power level is minuscule, very weak. Bardock and Gine decides to send Goku out to planet Earth, where it's safe, because Bardock was having visions from an alien that was given to him, of Frieza destroying the planet Vegeta and all the Saiyans who reside there. So Bardock would distract Frieza and let his son escape. Goku would still land on Earth, where he was picked up by Grandpa Gohan, who would name the young boy Goku. Goku would still fall and hit his own head, thus changing his Saiyan nature. Originally he was aggressive, mean, and rude, and wild. But once when he hit his head and he was able to miraculously recover, he was gentle and loving. And so Grandpa Gohan raised the boy for years, teaching him martial arts and teaching him how to survive. Unfortunately, a giant monster would one day kill Grandpa Gohan, and turning out, it was Goku himself. His tail. When a Saiyan looks at the full moon, they have a transformation, and they transform into a great ape, increasing their power tenfold. And unfortunately, Goku has no memory, but he lost control of the beast and he killed Grandpa Gohan. So years have passed, and a young woman by the name of Bulma was on her summer vacation searching for the Dragon Balls, where she meets Goku and discovers that the sphere that he owns is the 4-star Dragon Ball. The Dragon Balls are 7 mystical orbs scattered around the world. If you can gather all 7, you can summon Shenron, a large mystical dragon who can grant any wish you desire. And so, the start of Dragon Ball will start very similar, with Goku and Bulma meeting Master Roshi, and he would give them the 3-star Dragon Ball and the Flying Nimbus as rewards for bringing him his turtle back and giving it water. Then along their journey, Goku would even defeat people such as the terrible Oolong, and then they would meet the bandit Yamcha and Puar. Then we would see legendary moves such as Master Roshi using the Kamehameha for the first time, which took him 50 years to perfect this technique. But with this power, he was able to destroy the mountain and the castle as well, but he stopped the flames, and they were able to find the 7-star Dragon Ball. Now, Emperor Pilaf's gang were trying to capture the Dragon Balls within tandem with the Boss Rabbit gang. Goku was able to defeat them, but Goku transformed into a great ape and destroyed the castle. Unfortunately, Pilaf was able to summon Shenron, but before he could make his wish, Oolong made a dirty wish and the dragon was sent off. And so, the journey was then restarted. And so, Goku would then be taken under the wing of Master Roshi, the greatest martial arts master in the world and the most powerful person in the world. He sees potential in Goku, and with his new friend Krillin, they begin their training for 7 months, doing insane strength training, learning how to control their power, even wearing heavy turtle shells to increase the results of their training. Goku would then participate in the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, the biggest tournament in the world, where the most powerful fighters and martial artists all come around to see who is the strongest. Master Roshi took under the alias of Jackie Chun, wearing a sticky wig, and with this, he would battle Goku. Now Goku would take second place, as he would lose to Roshi in their matchup. Now this is when the next saga would begin, with the Red Ribbon Army, an evil military who wanted the Dragon Balls for their own personal gain. So Goku would help and defeat the Red Ribbon Army, chasing after them, defeating people like Mercenary Tao, General Blue, and more, even training under a mystical cat such as Korin. Goku was able to defeat the Red Ribbon Army, destroying them, and then there were 3 years of peace. Goku was continuing his training, as he then swims to Papa Island, where the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament would then have taken place, where he fights a legendary fighter from the Crane School, such as Tien Shinhan. Tien would have won in this scenario, defeating Goku. But then, the great Demon King Piccolo was released. The Demon King Piccolo was originally a Namekian, originally the god of Earth, but due to the evil within his heart, he split into 2, the good and the evil. Though Roshi's teacher was able to seal the great Demon King away for hundreds of years, until now he is freed. Krillin was killed by one of Demon King's children, Tambourine, and Goku, in rage, with the help of Yajirobe, would defeat Tambourine. He would then cross paths with the old Demon King, but Goku was easily defeated. Master Roshi and Chaozu were then killed by King Piccolo, who he then uses the Dragon Balls to restore his youth. He then attacks the king's castle and takes over the earth. But then Yajirobe saves Goku's life, climbing him up to Korin's tower. Goku would then drink the sacred water, and increasing his power, he was able to fight Demon King Piccolo, and with enough struggle, he was able to win, killing him. Demon King Piccolo gives birth to his reincarnation, Piccolo Jr. Goku would then reach the Lookout, where he trains with the good half, the god of Earth known as Kami, with Mr. Popo. Goku begins his training on Kami's Lookout. Kami would also restore the planet's moon, and for safety reasons, he also permanently removes Goku's tail, so that he can never become a Nuzaru again. We would also have people like Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, and Chaozu also climb up Korin's tower. And after training under Korin, they would then split up and train on their own for the remaining time before the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Now, before this tournament would take place, this is where the what if will really change. This is where Goku's journey will take a pivotal point, and this will be when he steps foot in the hyperbolic time chamber. It's a room with infinite void. The weather changes from hot to cold. The gravity is 10 times that of Earth. And it's more dangerous the further you go out. And time works differently. One day outside equals a year inside. And so, Goku in the original only lasted 1 month inside. But what if Goku decides to spend the whole year, and something happens inside of that room? Goku is being pushed past his limit. It's been months, and he's on the verge of dying because he's training so hard, and it's so rough on him. This is when Goku's attitude would change, as something just snapped within him. Goku would then stand up, as the gravity doesn't affect him no more. The heat wasn't affecting him anymore, nor was the cold. He then looks at his fist. As Goku then begins throwing a couple of punches, he's leagues faster than he was. Way faster, more durable, stronger. He doesn't know what happened to him, but it's almost like he broke his limits. Goku would easily spend the rest of the couple of months inside the Room of Spirit and Time, and he would then exit, and Kami would instantly realize that Goku's power seems to have no upper limit. As then, Goku would then battle Mr. Popo, just to see where he is. Goku would then throw a single punch, and this punch was so strong that before he stopped a millimeter before he hit Mr. Popo, and the shockwave would nearly destroy the lookout. Kami was flabbergasted. He's never seen someone have this much raw power. What happened? He theorizes as Goku then spends the next year or so of his training outside, mainly focusing on controlling his strength. Now, if someone like Saitama can do it, Goku's a martial arts master. He can do that easily. Goku's able to control his power. Kami then tells Goku that, I have a theory. He says, you may have broken your limits, Goku, and you're stronger than you might even imagine. And he says, this is a great thing. And so, the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament would then have taken place. And a lot of it goes pretty much the exact same. Goku would have still beaten Chi-Chi with no effort, of course, and he does agree to marry her. As Goku's still a bit of a fool, he would still make the same promise that he did when he was a kid, thinking that it was some kind of food. Now, as for Tien, Goku would not remove any weighted clothing. He would just be that fast and Tien cannot defeat him. Goku's just holding back, and Goku would defeat him with pretty much no effort either, in a single punch. Now, the punch might not even connect on Tien because he doesn't want to kill Tien. The force of it would knock Tien backwards. Now, Piccolo was amazed with how powerful Goku really is. This could be a problem. And so, we would then have Piccolo versus Goku, the rematch. Piccolo's the reincarnation. He wants to avenge what his father has done, and he begins his attack on Goku. Piccolo quickly realizes that these attacks on Goku do nothing. Punches and kicks weren't really phasing Goku. And Goku was impressed by Piccolo's strength. He is very powerful. Much more powerful than Tien and the others are. But compared to him, Piccolo's not strong. Piccolo would then remove his weighted clothing, and he then gets serious, firing his full power attack, hitting Goku with everything that he had. The dust would then settle, and Goku's outfit was a little bit destroyed. His top G was wiped off, but Goku had no damage. He was fine. And Piccolo was just flabbergasted. How is Goku this powerful? What did he do? Goku would then pull his fist back, and he would deliver a weak punch to Piccolo. Now this punch, mind you, it was weak. Piccolo would block it, but it would blow his arm off and knock Piccolo out of the ring. Piccolo survived because Goku wasn't trying to kill Piccolo. Piccolo then gets up, shocking everybody after he was completely out, and he regenerates his arm. He then tells Goku that he will defeat him one day, and he then flies off. Goku spares Piccolo. Even though Kami tells Goku to go after him, Goku says no, because he tells everybody the truth, that if Piccolo dies, or vice versa with Kami, then the Dragon Balls will disappear as well. And so Goku says that if Piccolo does try anything, he'll just defeat him, no problem. And so life goes on peacefully for over 5 years. Goku and Chi-Chi would then have their son Gohan, who's a shy boy, but very smart for his age. Chi-Chi doesn't prefer Gohan fighting at all, and Goku accepts it. Goku's allowed to train every now and again, and Goku has defeated some monsters along his way. Ever since Goku defeated Piccolo, there has been a rise of these large monsters, ranging from them being able to destroy maybe a car, to some being strong enough to where they can destroy a whole city. Then they range from different types, a centipede-looking monster, a lizard-looking monster, a crab-looking monster. But Goku would actually defeat them, alongside with some of the other Earthlings as well. And he would defeat them easily with a single punch. Now they don't know where these monsters are coming from, or how they're coming to be, but they're just defeating them left and right. And so Goku is actually more famous than you might imagine, because they see this man with the weird hair and the orange outfit. It's actually Goku with his symbol on his back, and he's a savior. He's been defeating these powerful monsters left and right. Also, the Earthlings are popular too, such as Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha. Now, Tien is one to not take credit for much. He's a very isolated man. He's more of a monk in reality. So these fighters would actually open up their own schools, and they actually start training people how to fight, how to grow stronger, and it's also a good income. And with this, they start making more heroes, and these heroes go out of their way to fight these monsters. Capsule Corp would then work with the government, and they would have different monster classes. Now, these monster classes all range depending on the threat of the monster, of course. Now, the monster depends on how much damage it could do, and then they rank it. The first one is rank Wolf. This is the lowest threat level. It represents the weakest monsters that can only pose a threat to civilians when they're alone or in a small group. And then you have someone who's ranked Tiger, the second lowest level. It indicates a threat to a large number of people. But then you have more. Demon, the third level, representing threats to a city and its people. And then you go higher. Threat level Dragon, indicating threats to multiple cities and potential low country. And then the highest ranking, God, the highest level. It represents a threat that could endanger the entire planet. And so with this, the Capsule Corporation, alongside with the government, has worked to make the Hero Association in Dragon Ball form. And Mr. Satan is actually one of the most popular quote-unquote heroes. He is a very strong human, but he gets credit for taking a lot of credit from other heroes, and he's really popular. He's more like an Amai Mash in terms of popularity, and he's quickly rising. But of course, we have people such as Krillin and Yamcha and the others who actually have joined this association because they can help defeat monsters and protect the planet. That's their whole goal. And even people like Master Roshi joined because it's great income. And they also trust Bulma because Bulma's paying for a lot of it. And it's great money. They even offered Goku to actually join. And Chi-Chi, when she heard that Goku can get all this money, yeah. The Hero Association is more than just Bulma. Some of the other military personnel around the world, they wanted Goku to join because Goku is the most powerful hero that they've ever seen. He's like the blast of the show. If he joined, he would instantly be made rank 1. Now, the ranks would work a little bit differently in the show. It wouldn't be rank, A or whatever and down forward. It would just be what rank you are with how many heroes they have in the registry. So let's say if there's 3,000 heroes, it just goes right down. The 3,000th hero is the weakest, and the more monsters that you defeat, the more credit that you get, and more. So, Goku would theoretically be ranked number 1. Now, people like Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, even Roshi, they're ranked in the top 5 and lower, because they're the most powerful people. Goku is the strongest. Now, Piccolo has actually been classed as a monster, and he was classed as a Dragon Plus level monster. Now, we know that he could be planetary. But Piccolo's MIA. They don't know where he is. They have no traces of him. But Goku decides not to really join. And the reason why he doesn't join is because while Chi-Chi does really like the concept of the money, she doesn't want Goku to be surrounded by fame. Also, tons of women who want to get with him. She doesn't feel comfortable with that. And also because Goku would be really busy. He would be pulled to meetings and all this corporation stuff. And Goku, remember, they're farm people. They're country folk. Goku doesn't really believe in all that. So Goku doesn't really want to do it. He stays as a farmer. But if there is a serious threat that not even Yamcha, Tien, or Krillin or them cannot beat, Goku would help his friends, of course, and defeat any threat. And Goku has defeated some monsters that have crossed paths with him with no effort. And so, 5 years have now passed. This is when the first God level threat has arrived, and it's none other than Raditz. Now, of course, Raditz would still land like the original, and this time, instead of the farmer, who's the most OP character, it would be some heroes who have landed. Now, these heroes are pretty high in ranking. They're pretty powerful. They would then see Raditz and ask what he's doing here. Raditz would then scan their power levels, and their power levels are not too bad. They're ranging between, 30 to maybe 50 plus. Maybe some might even be nearly maybe 80s, but that's pushing it. But now to someone like Raditz, that's nothing to him. Raditz would then laugh and explain, "Your power levels are nothing compared to me." And he says, "I'm looking for my brother. His name is Kakarot." Now they don't know who that is. And so Raditz is tired of messing around. These heroes would try everything against Raditz, firing their custom weapons or custom abilities that they have. Raditz, of course, defeats them with no effort. This instantly puts him to a dragon level threat. Now, this is when Raditz was still begin looking around for his brother, scanning all these power levels. It is more difficult for him to kind of siphon through them because thousands of them are heroes, and some of them have some pretty decent power levels in the hundreds or so. But he would then lock on at Kami's house. Now, Krillin, and of course with Yamcha, and of course even Tien, they would be notified about a being who is a dragon level threat. So while Goku was visiting Kami's lookout, with Gohan and the others, even Roshi would actually leave as well. They would then go face off against Raditz. Now Goku's interested in this, so he goes towards the Broken City, where Raditz has pretty much wiped out hundreds of heroes, like they were flies. Raditz was absurdly powerful. Then we have the top heroes arriving. They would all try battling Raditz, but Raditz would defeat them with no effort. And his threat level in the association headquarters was instantly bumped up to a god level threat, shocking everybody. As then they tell Bulma, who's on the communicator, you need to get in contact with Goku now. And so Bulma would then tell Goku. Now Goku's been sensing this the whole time, and he's been ready to go. Bulma tells him, Goku, they need your help. They're not doing so hot. And Goku could sense it as well. He was just about to leave. He doesn't need Nimbus in this timeline. He then flies off on his own. Goku would then land as he sees his friends are still alive, but they're beaten, and they're relieved that Goku was there. And then, as drones would then fly around in the nearby vicinity, watching this fight, the whole world is seeing Goku really for the first time, as Goku kind of appears, beats a monster, and then he kind of just dips out. He doesn't really stay for interviews. He doesn't stay for pictures. He doesn't do any of that because he's not a fame guy. That's not Goku's character. But for the first time, they have a clear look at Goku fighting this god level threat. Raditz would be mad with Goku, explaining who he is, he's his brother, who Goku is, and why doesn't he have his tail? Now, of course, Goku would decline everything that Raditz is offering him, and the fight would then commence, as Goku would actually deliver a punch to Raditz, knocking him backwards through several buildings. Goku thought the fight was over. He was a little bit surprised to see that Raditz would actually be okay. Now, half of his armor was destroyed. It would then shatter off, as Raditz was really impressed, and he has some bad bruising. That was a solid punch. Mind you, Goku's been holding back. He underestimated Raditz. Raditz is tens of times stronger than anyone he's ever faced before. Raditz would then charge his aura and go full strength as the fight then commences. He charges in, clashing with Goku, and with a couple of barrage of punches, he was able to knock Goku backwards, who then runs backwards, and then they go back and forth, clashing between another, moving at speeds that they struggle to even keep up with. But Raditz was shown to be the clear weaker opponent, as he was able to land some hits on Goku, but they don't really damage him. They just knock Goku around. Goku was more or less feeling Raditz out. Goku was having a strange moment with himself, because it is his brother, but he doesn't really think of that. What really hit him was there are opponents out there in space that are this powerful as this guy? This kind of excites Goku a little bit. And so Goku would get serious, as he then lands a couple of punches on Raditz, which severely wound him. Raditz was jacked up. Raditz then has no other choice. He then charges up his full power attack, which would destroy the entire surface of the planet. Now, for people who are saying, oh, that's not possible, oh, yes, it is. If you look at characters like Piccolo himself, right after the fight with Raditz, when Gohan transformed into a great ape, Piccolo was able to blow up the moon within 2 seconds with a single ki beam. Goku and them have been able to survive attacks more powerful than that, and even dodge attacks like that. That makes them near light speed, around 1/3 the speed of light, and also the moon is around 30+% of Earth's entire mass. So theoretically, somebody like Raditz is a multi-moon buster, lowballing him. That means that he theoretically can blow up maybe at least half the planet, if not more than half. And that's being considerate. And so this means that Raditz at least can destroy most of the planet. That would, of course, ruin everything. The whole surface of the planet would be destroyed. He's a planet destroyer. This would make him easily God, and then Goku knows he has to get serious. This time, he wouldn't actually use a ki attack, because he didn't really need to. But for Dragon Ball purposes, instead of him punching it, he does do a Kamehameha. He charges his Kamehameha attack. Raditz fires his double Sunday attack right at Goku. Goku fires his own Kamehameha, and the beam was so massive, it looked like Vegeta's Final Flash when he hit Cell with it in his perfected form. It would completely wipe out Raditz, leaving zero trace of him left. Now, if you want to say that Raditz somehow survived this attack, and he was pretty much dead on the floor almost, maybe he has a couple of last words with Goku. And he tells Goku that in a year's time, 2 Saiyans more powerful than me will be arriving here. Be ready. And then he dies. Goku now hearing this news, the world will kind of go into a panic mode. There are 2 other Saiyans, just like that Raditz guy who's a god level threat already, more powerful than him. That's terrifying. Goku would then take Raditz's kind of ruined scouter, and he would then go give it to Bulma. Now the whole world was buzzing with fear plus excitement. Goku was there, the #1 hero. He defeated the god level threat with no real effort. He can beat those other monsters and those other 2 aliens that might show up. Now Bulma was working on Raditz's scouter, deciphering it, and she was able to intercept any comms. And yes, it was confirmed. These people named Vegeta and Nappa will be arriving within a year's time. So Goku and the others need to start preparing. Now, training does not work for Goku. I'm telling you all right now, it does not work. So Goku would help prepare the world. They need to prepare a plan, somewhere where they can fight, distract the Saiyans, keep them away, and so a year would then pass. Goku realistically was more or less training his friends, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu. Now when the time has come, the Saiyans did arrive. Nappa's first instance was to completely wipe out a city, like the original. But that wouldn't happen. You see, Goku was already there waiting. Bulma was keeping track of their coordinates and their communications, so they knew exactly where the Saiyans were going to land. Goku and the others would then tell the Saiyans to follow us to this location and we'll fight. And so they do. Now, of course, Association drones are watching the battle take place, as this is serious. Now, there have been monster attacks throughout the year, but they've been defeated easily by the heroes. The heroes have been managing no problem. And so, Nappa would then plant some Cybermen. These Cybermen would then begin attacking the Earthlings. Now, the Earthlings, when a Cyberman latches on Yamcha to blow himself up, Yamcha was then collapsed in the crater in the meme pose. But then Yamcha gets up, and he dusts himself off. Yamcha was stronger than the original because Goku's been training them. Goku was so powerful that, mind you, they can grow much more powerful. And guess who else is there? Piccolo himself. People were shocked to see that a monster is there. Is he going to team up with the Saiyans? No, Piccolo's on the Earthling side for the time being. And Piccolo's very powerful too. And yes, Gohan would also be there as well, as Goku and Piccolo have trained Gohan. But Goku's confident that the Earthlings can take down the Cybermen, and he'll handle the Nappa guy and Vegeta guy no problem. So the Cybermen were pretty much easily wiped out by the Earthlings, and none of them died yet. This is where we're going to have Nappa and Vegeta fight Goku. Now, Nappa was easily outclassed by Goku. When Vegeta tells Nappa to stand down, Nappa tries going after his friends. Goku would then fly in and cripple Nappa, and we would then have Vegeta completely incinerate Nappa, wiping him out of the face of the earth. Shocking everybody. Now, Vegeta is classed as a god-level threat, as he even makes comments on how you really think that you beat Raditz was impressive, but I'm over tenfold of Raditz's power. There's no way that you can match me. The earth was terrified. A being was that strong. So Vegeta and Goku would then go into a private place where his friends are not nearby, and he's excited because Goku's training doesn't really affect him anymore. It does keep him in shape, of course, and he can practice new techniques and martial arts fighting styles, but he doesn't grow in strength whenever he trains anymore. So Goku would then begin his fight with Vegeta. Now Vegeta would rush in, delivering powerful attacks, knocking Goku around, but Vegeta comes to find out that these attacks are doing nothing to Goku. Goku's not damaged by these attacks. It's almost like he's punching a wall of iron. It infuriates him. Vegeta would then try to throw a punch. Goku would then kick him away, and it would launch Vegeta back through dozens of rock pillars. Vegeta would then jump out As he's infuriated, as he actually has blood on his glove, it makes him mad. He then goes full power. Now, in his full power state, he then flies in, delivering some powerful punches to Goku, knocking him around. And then he slams Goku down, firing dozens of ki blasts. But then when the dust settles, Goku's top G was destroyed, but he was okay. Now, Goku's blood was pumping a little bit. He says, Vegeta, you are so strong. It's incredible. The strongest I've ever faced yet. And he says, is it alright if I get a little bit serious? And Vegeta says, what do you mean? As Goku would then fly in out of nowhere, delivering a powerful punch right to Vegeta's face, nearly killing Vegeta, breaking his neck with this punch. It launches Vegeta backwards, and it nearly knocked Vegeta out. As Goku appears out of nowhere, he then does a serious table flip, where he flips the entire ground upside down, launching Vegeta in the air. Goku appears as a dozen of himself, he's so fast, hitting Vegeta with consecutive punches. This would nearly knock Vegeta down, as Vegeta would then collapse on the ground. As his entire top armor was destroyed, they thought that Vegeta was dead. But Goku knows that Vegeta's not done. Vegeta's eye then shot open, and he says, damn you, Kakarot. And he says, fine, I'll show you true power. Now, the Gallic Gun, he realizes, will not work. Kakarot's strength is absurd. Vegeta doesn't understand. He's never seen somebody with this level of strength before. So, he then charges up a mysterious white ball in his hand. He then says, watch this. He then throws it in the air. As Goku was shocked to see what it was, he then says, it's called a fake moon. We Saiyans absorb it to unlock our true power. Vegeta then transforms into a great ape, increasing his power tenfold, being over 100,000. Everybody was terrified. Vegeta was stronger than ever. As he then fires a massive mouth beam right at Goku, launching the Saiyan back miles away. As Goku would then get out of the rubble, and he was still okay. Goku's blood was pumping a little bit, as, wow, he's even gotten stronger. He would then run in and deliver some powerful punches to Vegeta, knocking the Great Ape backwards. As Vegeta then tries stepping on Goku, he grabs Vegeta's boot, and he knocks him over. He then grabs Vegeta by the leg, and pulls Vegeta around, showing off his limitless power and strength, spinning him around, and launching Vegeta through a couple of mountainside. Vegeta would then get up, and some of his face was bleeding. He then flies into the air and charges up his Super Gallic Gun in his Great Ape state. As Goku, everything around them was getting destroyed, Goku would then get serious as well. As he would then put his hands together and charge up a serious Kamehameha, the two beams would then clash, but Goku's beam completely outclasses Vegeta's, and it engulfs the Great Ape. As then the sky clears, there was no trace of Vegeta around. As his friends then surround Goku, saying, man, that was incredible. But Goku was still serious, looking in the sky. As then, a black dot then appeared in the sky. And then, it collapsed on the ground. It was Vegeta, back in his normal state. His tail was destroyed. His top outfit was completely wiped out. He was near death's door. He survived. And Goku was amazed, even smiling a little bit. Vegeta would then begin crawling away after he called his space pod, as he was near death. Krillin was ready to kill him, but Goku says, no, let him go. I want to show him what mercy means. And this would surprise Vegeta, who would then crawl into the space pod and tell him, you will regret sparing me, as he then flies off into space, out into the unknown. The world would then cheer. Goku's won. They defeated the god-level threats. And the world was happy. Now Goku's popularity has only grown since then, but he still keeps a very private life, and the association makes sure of that. They honor Goku's wishes. And that is it for part 1, you guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.